What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Mindset and Muscle. You like
I like
that?
that. I like that.
Where we bring you guys motivation, inspiration, and value. So today we got my brother here, Cody. Listen, if you guys mention a bench off, 225 bench, he's coming. He's driving anywhere. My man will drive to California. He'll make it. You mentioned 225, and he don't care about no prizes, no nothing. This comes from the heart. He wants to compete and he wants to win. You feel me? And what he does comes from the heart, man. And I know that. Just from the little bit of time that I've known him, I can see that everything this man does is from the heart. He don't care about those prizes, cash prizes. He could win a belt. He could win $1. He could win nothing. But he's still going to pull up, all right? So we got my man Cody Cash. And we're going to go in there. We're going to talk. We're going to get to know Cody, where he comes from and all of that. So what's going on, my guy? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good. Still dealing with that shoulder issue, but
Yeah?
other than that, everything's going good.
When you going to get that thing better, man?
Nah. Well, it was this one at Iron Wars, and now it's this one. I think it's from like taking up the for the weakness in this one.
Oh, a lot of making up, and now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm telling you guys, listen. Anytime you mention 225, this guy just sits around waiting to see where the next competition is or something, right?
I'm waiting for it.
I'm telling you, anytime he hears it, he gets wind of it. 225 for reps. He goes. Mm-hmm. He's there. I'm like, damn.
Ohio, LA, Houston.
Yeah.
Everything.
You going to the Olympia this year?
We're planning on it, yeah.
Yeah?
In
Orlando, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because I'm thinking about maybe switching over to try bodybuilding. Like, maybe not compete, but I just want to see where I can take my body to look like.
Like go through the training, the process, and see.
Maybe not compete though, but just to feel both sides, the powerlifting side and the bodybuilding side, and see what the difference is.
Yeah.
Some people prefer one or the other, but might as well try both.
Yeah, why not? So tell me about Cody, man. Who's Cody? Take me back. Where was you born and raised?
So this is something I ever really talked about. Mm-hmm. My close friends, and stuff know that. But so I'm from upstate South Carolina, near Clemson, and you know that gym, Core 24.
Yeah.
I used to go there.
Yeah.
My mom, she passed away when I was 6. She was like into drugs, pills, and all that stuff. I knew about the pills and all that, but I just recently found out maybe 2-3 years ago, like heroin was a big thing, and I didn't know about that until I was talking to someone that knew my mom, and she said that some of that had to do with why she passed away. So there was a guy named Birth or something like that. Weird name, but it was my mom's boyfriend for a little bit. And I remember she was trying to get away from him. She was trying to change her life because we were in like a pretty bad spot. I mean, to the point where she was borrowing quarters from my grandma to wash clothes. So it was a bad place. The guy, I guess he ended up killing her. My grandpa showed me the photos like from like the corner or whatever. She had bruises all over her body. They said that her glasses were folded and put under the bed, and because she had a bat in case someone broke in, because we lived in like a pretty rough spot.
Yeah.
And so I guess he like shot her up with heroin, and to the point where he could do what he was going to do, because she was trying to get away from him. Mm-hmm. And it was weird because I found her dead, but I didn't know. Like I was playing with some friends, and then I went in to go see her. And she wasn't moving, but it was like middle of the day. I thought maybe she was like taking a nap, but I guess obviously she wasn't. But I went back to my friend's house, and then I forget, like, it's been so long I was 6, so
Yeah. So
I just remember somehow seeing ambulances like out of my friend's apartment, because it was like hers was right here, and then I was on the other, like across the street. It's the same complex, but their back window faced my front window. And so, I walked over, and I guess my uncle showed up because they had to call somebody to come get me. And then they just told me she was like sick and was in the hospital and that everything's going to be all right. But everyone was acting strange with me, so it was kind of weird. But I think it was like 2 days go by, and I was like, hey, can I go see my mom? And they sat me down and they told me, oh, your mom's passed away. She was sick. They didn't go into details.
Not at that age. They didn't want to go, yeah.
So, I was like, I don't know. I just remember going to the funeral, and it's one of those things that hits you. And, like, I don't know if you ever felt it or not, but, like, you feel like you're dreaming. Like, you feel like you're, like, out of your body, and, like, everything's just kind of spinning. But it was kind of like that. It was a very weird feeling, but it kind of, not to sound like weird or not, but it benefited me because I got out of the area that I was in. It was a bad place. And I went to my uncle's house, stayed with him for a little bit, and then I would go back and forth between his house and my grandparents' house, just kind of like whoever wanted me that year. It was like, flip-flop. Changing schools like crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. A lot of switching up schools. I mean, I bet that was tough too.
Yeah, because you get to be friends with somebody, and then next thing you know, say, hey, Cody, I don't want you anymore. You gotta go to this house.
Yeah.
So then I'd go there.
So was all that in the Clemson, like South Carolina?
Well, my uncle is, but my grandparents, they lived in here in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
that was
it's kind of like a long trip.
Yeah.
But it got to the point where they'd be like, oh, Cody's back. You know what I'm saying? Like my friends would. But anyway, I got out of that situation I was in, like, and went to my uncle's house, and it was kind of weird because they're like, Cody, you're not gonna eat anything, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, I thought I can just have like bread because like. If my mom had like lunch meat or something in the fridge, we knew not to eat that because it's for dinner. Like we could have the bread, but we couldn't put the sandwiches in. Yeah.
Wow.
It was that tough.
Yeah.
So I don't ever remember her having a job, so I don't really know, how we got through what we did. But anyway, so growing up, obviously, everyone's like, oh, you have anger from what happened. It could have been, but I was always in trouble. Getting kicked out of school. First time I got suspended, I was in second grade. I got in a fight, and then I got suspended for like 3 days. It was weird. I mean, a lot of trouble, a lot of anger, but
a lot of confusion. You just didn't know what was going on, and I mean, from house to house like that. You know what I mean?
You never feel at home.
Exactly. You never feel at home.
It led up. Like I always let that be an excuse. I'd be like, oh, because everyone was like. Always making an excuse for me. So that became my reality, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, man, I would have never thought that.
Yeah.
Like, fighting and your upbringing. I would have never thought that about you.
Yeah.
Because like I said out there, I mean, everything since I met you, everything has been so genuine.
Yeah.
I was even telling my wife that. Like on the way up here, I'm like, yo, this guy is such a good guy.
Yeah.
And has such a big heart and a good heart. But you know what? I mean, it could be because, that's who you were to begin with.
Yeah.
That was just something that you went through, the fighting
like
and all of that. Yeah, part of the journey, man. And, it's unfortunate everything that you had to go through, you know what I mean? But look at you now, you know what I mean? And it's like I believe that you would give someone your last dollar.
Oh yeah, I would.
You know what I mean? And that's what I'm telling my wife. I'm like, I've never. You don't meet many people like that. Like the vibe, the energy. When I first met you, I was like, yo, this guy, he's a good, genuine guy.
Yeah.
Period.
I remember I was in L.A.
Yeah.
At CT's gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you won that, right?
Oh no,
you got second. That's right. Khan got.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we met there, and I was like, yo, this dude is a good dude, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think you meet too many people like that in your whole life. When you do, make sure
Keep them around.
Keep them around, man. You do not run into people like you, bro. Not very often.
Yeah, that's been my goal, is to, you know, do whatever I can to help other people.
Yeah.
I'm not the best example all the time, you know. I still have my moments where, you know, I'm mean. I don't really mean, but like, I have my moments where I get mad and get angry still.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, we all do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of, you know, you and that's why you got to treat people the right way. Not only because it's the right thing to do, but you never know what they've been through. I would have never guessed what you've been through. And you also don't know what type of day they're going, what they got going on that day. You know what I mean? Somebody may be, you know, aggravated at their kids because they're doing bad in school, all the way from somebody's aggravated at work because they can't pay their bills. You get what I'm saying? It's like, you just don't know. And that's why everybody's going to get frustrated and go through something. You know, not everybody's going to have that perfect day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's important to think about that. Also think about your actions, you know, for the next person. Like, why is that? For example, if I'm at work and I see somebody that's all pissed off and just, they having that type of day, I try to have a conversation with them. Like, what's going on? Make them laugh. You doing all right? This and that. And then all of a sudden the story of what they
are going through
starts coming out. You know what I mean?
That's why it's important. Like, I mean, you have these people, like, say you're out in public or something and you see someone having a bad day, like, or road rage, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Someone honk a horn at you.
Yeah.
All it takes is someone to be having a wrong day or a bad day, and you know, things happen.
Right.
Right. I mean, it's small things that can set you off. You don't never know what someone's going through.
Yeah.
There's no point in being in a rush. I mean, everyone's going to get, you know, what's the point of rushing life away?
Yeah. Yeah. So when did you make, where did you graduate in Myrtle Beach?
Yeah, I graduated Sauk
so
State.
when did you make Myrtle Beach your home?
So I eventually, it's a long story, kind of, but I'll cut it down. So in 7th grade, sixth grade, I got expelled from middle school, which was upstate South Carolina. Actually, one of my cousins wrote a bomb threat and signed my name on it, and I got expelled from school. I told the principal, I was like, this ain't even my handwriting. They wouldn't compare it to my handwriting in class. Yeah. They're just like, oh, it's got your name on it, it's you, and then get out.
Damn.
So they got expelled. Luckily, I had a teacher. His name was Mr. Grant. He would bring my schoolwork to me at the house, and I'd do all my work for the week, turn it in. That's how I got through 6th grade. Well, they weren't going to let me come back for 7th and 8th grade, and I needed a school. So 7th grade, I got sent to this place. It was called John Delahowe. It's in McCormick, South Carolina. It's an agriculture school now, but back then it was a boarding school for troubled youth. So 7th grade, I got sent there. We had like dress code. We lived in, they were called cottages. It would be like 12 to 16 kids per house. No doors on your room. 3 to 4 beds in per room. So I was there. And then,
so you was there 7th and 8th grade?
Yeah. Well, I was supposed to get out after 7th grade. I went home because we got to go home one time a month from like Friday night to Sunday morning or like a holiday. But there'd be times my grandparents had to drive from Myrtle Beach all the way to there to get me and bring me back. Because my uncle would be like, oh, I can't take off work, or this is just too annoying. Like he wanted the benefits of having me custody wise, like, because he got paid for it, but he didn't want to put the effort into like trying to help me out or anything.
Yeah.
But so me and him always get into it. I came home for 2 weeks. They're doing like a trial period, and me and my uncle, we got in a fight. He called the cops. They came and they arrested me. It was a Friday night. So when you go to a holding cell on Friday night, you gotta wait till court. So I had to wait till Wednesday. Went to court. And it was kind of outrageous, dude. They put shackles on my feet.
Wait, how old are you? 7th grade?
7th grade. And I was like, this is a little extreme. You know what I mean? But yeah, they took me to a holding cell.
7th grade?
Yeah. And they let me out. I went to that court on Wednesday, and the judge said, you can either go back to the school I was at, or you can go to DJJ, which is Department of Juvenile Justice. I said, well, I don't want to go there. But that's also where my weightlifting stuff
And you
started.
had to make that decision.
Yeah, he gave me the decision. So I went back to the school because obviously I didn't want to go there.
Yeah, yeah. So
Well, at that point, my uncle gave custody to my grandparents. So I finished off the 8th grade year. That's also, that place is where I learned to lift weights. Because, you got the mentality of it's almost like a jail without the bars.
Yeah.
You're not in a cell.
Yeah.
It had gangbangers. It was
Yeah.
crackheads. You name it. It's like people all the way from 7th grade was the youngest, and then went to high school, like seniors.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with a lot of different people, a lot of different things going on.
I went to one of those myself. Yeah.
Oh boy.
But exactly. Yeah. We won't tell my story. not yet. This is about you. But just to relate, I did go to one of those schools, but it wasn't like I didn't have to like stay the night there or nothing
really?
like that. Yeah. You were staying.
Yeah, you were staying there. Yeah.
Damn.
We wake up every morning, I think between 5:30 and 6. We'd have a chore we'd have to do for the week. So whatever that chore was, like some people would have to like vacuum the hallways or clean the bathroom, whatever it was.
Yeah.
We always had to make our bed. It was almost to the point where like if there were any wrinkles, they'd tear it off. It's not a military school, but they kind of treated the bed situation.
They try to discipline you, show you responsibilities, and yeah.
Well, that place, it actually that's where I started making my change. I was just tired of getting in trouble all the time, and I realized I wanted to be more than, his mom was killed when he was young. I don't want that to be my story, I want that to be a testimony. Like I said, that was the place where I started lifting weights, and it was weird because it was either you can play basketball or lift weights, and I wasn't that great at basketball. I mean,
so you're like, you know what? Let me go touch this iron over here. Let me get.
But it was wild though, because like coming from there, I was with a lot of strong people.
Yeah.
I mean, I was lifting with guys that were 10th, 11th grade, and I was in 8th. And I hit 300 for the first time on bench in 8th grade. And I thought that was normal. Like, because there, like I said, everyone else is about the same strength. Everyone's doing the same workout. I came home, I got out, and got to come to public school. And I was talking to, Hunter Renfro?
Hunter
Renfro, he plays for the Raiders.
No.
Well, his dad was our head coach
Uh-huh.
at the high school. But we come in, and they introduced me to like 2 guys about my size. I think I was about 205, 210. That's chunky, still am. But anyway.
Big shout out to Oxala Jewelry for sending me this package. Oxala means hope in Portuguese. They have great packaging, all types of pieces, from minimalistic pieces to statement pieces. Plated with high quality 14 to 18 karat gold. Overall, it's a great product, guys. Stylish product. If you haven't checked them out, go check out Oxala Jewelry.
The coach on the board has bench press, do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. So he's like, hey, go work out with these guys. They're about the same size as you, get to meet them and stuff. Now, this is my first time back in public. Like, it was weird. Like,
Yeah.
completely different culture.
Right.
And they have like a 10 on each side. I was like, what the hell are these people doing? Like, in my mind, I was like, are they warming up? Like, what's going on? And they're like, what weight do you want? I was like, put 245s on each side, 225.
Yeah.
And this is kind of when I realized I was good at it. So I do my first set. I hit like 9, 10 reps. The coach stands up and is like, what grade are you going to? I was like, I'm about to come into 9th grade. And, he goes,
damn.
He's like, man, he's like, you ever play football? And I was like, I played once when I was like 7 or 8 or whatever it was in a little rec thing. I didn't know what I was doing. But he's like, are you playing this year? I said, yes, sir. And then that same week we went out and ran 40s. I ran 5.3 at like 210 going in, in 9th grade, which is moving for a big guy that size.
Yeah.
And his name was Coach Muss. Him and Coach Jacobs got in an argument. Coach Musk was the defensive line coach, and then Coach Jacobs was the offensive line coach.
Yeah. And
They're like, which one do you like? I was like, I just like hitting people. And so I ended up playing defensive tackle.
Nice.
So that's how I got into lifting.
Yeah.
But it never went away. It's just something I've always loved doing.
Yeah. So even after you graduated, you just kept going.
I slacked off a little bit. My senior year, I was on the powerlifting team. I made it to state. I got 8th, I think, in state. But my bench was first. I had 365, a pause rep competition senior year. And I think I was just scared of that 405 number. Like, I never even tried it. I could hit 365 for 4 or 5 reps, but something about 405 scared me. I don't know what it was. But my friend Avi, he was like about 205, 210 pounds. He had a nasty chest on him. We were benching one day. He's like, I'm going to try 405. I was like, you ain't hitting 405. Because, you know, his body weight.
Yeah.
And he asked one of his friends, hey, will you record this? He's like, yeah, but he hit it, but his friend actually took a picture instead of a video. So
Damn.
I was like, all right. I was like, I'm going for it. Came down, it just buried me. And I think it was like a mental thing, you know?
Yeah, sometimes it's that mental thing, man.
I came back next week and hit it, though.
Yeah.
The week after.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So my first time hitting it was in 2017, I think.
Okay.
Or 2016, one of those. But
So what are you benching now? What's your max now?
I hit 495 at Big Wayne's gym
Okay.
about a month after being in Ohio. So I went for 505. I got it about halfway, and then it came down. So I think there's something about once you get to that number, that range, it's like every lift is intimidating. You don't know if you're going to tear your pec, your shoulder, like a lot of things
start running through your mind, and it don't help scrolling through, IG and seeing that shit. You're like,
yeah, man. The first time I was going for like 465, I think. I had just seen that video with Larry Wills with some guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That video popped up, and I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, man. I could not watch that.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I seen what it was, I was just like...
Yeah, bro. As soon... Like, I think somebody sent it to me or something, and I, like, glanced at it, and I'm like, what's going on here? And I figured it out right at... when you see it. I'm like, oh, no. Like, I swipe away, and then I kept seeing it. Me too, man.
It was everywhere.
You don't want to see that.
Generation
You don't want
Iron was
no one to go
yeah.
through that.
No.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible, man. So what are some challenges that you have faced? I guess your career, doing 225. Ever since you started getting into that competition, what's been some?
I think I'm not too sure, but so leading up to Iron Wars, where we first met.
Yeah. Yep.
I had twins, and one passed away.
Yes.
Yeah. So she made it 9 days. They were born at 27 weeks, so they're like 13 weeks early.
Yeah.
But the backstory on that was like my training wasn't perfect for Iron Wars because 6 weeks before that happened, my fiance got admitted to MUSC in Charleston because she's high risk. So here I am working full time. I have my other daughter, taking care of her, taking her to daycare, picking her up from daycare, feeding her, bathing her, trying to figure out how to do her hair, man. And that
looking
was
messy.
Yeah, I was like, hey, luckily I know how to do a ponytail. She had a lot of those, but and a lot of trips to Charleston, throughout the week or the weekend, just see her, bring her food, and do whatever, because she was going crazy sitting in the hospital room.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were born, and then it was an emergency C-section. There was like a storm came that night. They said something about a barometric pressure, something to do with the storm. It was like messing with the baby's heartbeat, the one that passed away.
Yeah.
But she was good. They did the emergency C-section, took them out. I drove up there that night, and then got to see them. We didn't get to hold them or anything like that. But so once she had them or whatever, a few days later she got to come home. They kept them there, and we would go back and forth seeing them. But so one night or one day, they're like, hey, you need to come up here. Things are getting kind of rough. So she went up there, and, I was watching another kid. Well, at the time luckily we had roommates, because we had, one of her best friends was staying with us. She called me and she's like, Cody, you need to get up here. Because it was like about 6 o'clock on a Friday morning. And it was actually Good Friday before Easter. And so I had to call out of work. Her friend watched our kid, and I drove up there, and they're like, things aren't looking too good for her. So we had Kaylee and Kinsley. Kinsley's the one that didn't make it.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry about that.
It was rough. So that was the only time we got to hold her so they said she wasn't doing good, but they didn't say she was going to die. They didn't know what was going on. I held her for a little bit, and then she held her. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick because they were about to put her back in the incubator thing. So I ran to the bathroom. I was back in like 2 minutes, and they were standing over her, bagging her. And I was like, and it was like, beep, beep, like the thing was gone. I was like, what happened? I just broke down. So like, I'd say about 12 weeks, or no, about 8 to 10 weeks. I was dealing with all that while I was still trying to train for Iron Wars, but having a purpose, like, I think that kept me going, you know what I mean? Like, obviously I was hurt, a lot of things going on, but having something to look forward to and to work towards got me through that situation.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest, I know it's not like an injury or anything like that, but that was the biggest challenge I had as far as doing the 225 thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's tough, man. I'm sorry about that, man.
Yeah, it's like
I know you mentioned it at Iron Wars, and then you mentioned it again in Ohio.
Yeah.
And I mean that's.
Yeah, that's been my biggest obstacle. I mean, that's what I got this for.
Yeah.
Was for her, but it's a miracle to see her sister growing up, doing really good. She's almost walking now.
Yeah.
So, you don't forget, but it's like it's one of those things you try to push out of your head, so you don't focus on it too much. But
yeah. Well, she's with you, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're. It's almost like, to me, especially after hearing that in Iron Wars, it's almost like you're doing this for her, for your family. You know what I mean? You keep pushing for your family.
That's the goal, is to finally break through. Even if I'm not the strongest or if I don't have the most reps, like, I want to show people that it can be done. No matter who you are, what
and what you're going through.
You can still make it in the industry. Like, you don't have to be the strongest person. You don't have to be the most fit. All you got to do is have the want and desire to help others. That's the whole thing I like about Indio, is the fact that him specifically, he wants better for everyone. You know what I mean? He's not a selfish person. And even talking to me, like, when I seen him in Ohio, because I told you, I was like, he probably don't remember who I am. But he's like, hey, what's up, Cody? He's like, how many reps you gonna get?
Yeah.
So
no, he remembers.
Just being able to, like, have a CT know who I am. Like, the people I look up to, them know me by name. It's like, it makes me feel like I've halfway made it.
Yeah.
I mean, the other challenges I've faced is a lot of people don't talk about when you're doing bench press. Your rear delts, your scapula, your rotator cuff, like all these tiny little things you need to be working on, because your chest gets so strong, but the stuff supporting it isn't getting worked as good. And so, like I said, I've had rotator cuff problems in Iron Wars. This one, they think it's like a pec minor. My pec minor is getting tight. So I think the challenge is just my shoulders.
Yeah, you want to get that looked at, man. Get that massage. What they do, they be doing like.
I do the deep tissue.
You do? You okay?
Yeah.
That's
I get
good.
the deep tissue, and this stuff is called Graston. That stuff where they scrape the muscle. That stuff, it hurts, but it works.
It hurts, but it works.
So
that rhymes.
People always think, "What's your purpose in life?" I know it sounds crazy, but like, I lost my mom. My dad was never there, but he passed away like last year, or year before. My grandma passed away. My real grandpa passed away, but I didn't really have much to do with him either, like just like my dad. But the only person I have left living, as far as like family wise, is my step grandpa, and me and him, we're like best friends now. And I lost a daughter, so I've basically lost everyone, like kind of position. And I feel like maybe I'm supposed to be like some kind of counselor, or like just to help people get through something like that.
Yeah, like
I can relate to just about anybody you've lost.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, you can relate to it and help them out. You know what I mean? Help talk about, like we're doing right now, your experience. Somebody may be going through the same thing that you're going through, and they may watch this video and, feel relatable, like, damn, look at that guy. He did it, you know what I mean? And
that means they can do it.
They can do it, as long as you have the right mindset and just stay focused.
Yeah.
But you didn't lose everybody. You know what I mean? You still have
I still got
your fiance, your daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, from when I first met you, something like I could feel it. So
stood out.
Yeah. Something stood out, and I was like, yo, this guy is a good dude. You know what I mean? And even though all that negative that you've been through, and the fighting and this and that, you know what I mean? You switched it around, and it's almost like I can relate to that, because you switched it around, and now you want to help out so many people in a positive way.
Yeah.
First it was negative, but you grew up out of that.
Yeah.
And you started realizing this is not the way. And you caught it before it could have went worse.
It could have got a lot worse.
You know what I mean? You caught it, and you was like, you know what? This is not the way.
Yeah.
And you switched that all around, and you started actually helping people, and being genuine. Like, helping people, to me, you look like you will help somebody and I didn't want nothing back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I ain't even, you forgot about what you did for somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you just do it out of the kindness of your heart. You forget about that shit. You keep it moving.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna tell, like, that.
I mean, I don't want to get like, I don't do stuff to expect something in return.
Right.
I just do it just to. I feel like I'm helping somebody.
Yeah.
That's all I want. Like, I don't care too much about like being famous and all that. Like, I used to be like, oh, I want to lift weights to get where everyone knows me. But like, as you grow up, you learn that's not the reason.
You do the right things to do the right, because of the kindness of your heart, and
it makes you feel good.
And all of that stuff, man. It's like when you start doing it for the wrong reasons, it's obvious. It's obvious, and it also eventually down the road, it starts becoming negative. You think that it's positive, but then something negative comes from it.
That's true.
Eventually, because you would do anything to get that fame.
Yeah.
You use that person to get the clout that you want, to then go on to the next person and next person and next person. But eventually it's just gonna get negative on you. You know what I mean? But if you're doing it because you enjoy it, because you're doing it from the kindness of your heart, that's completely different.
That's the one thing I hate about the weightlifting industry, is that you see people just try to ride other people's names. You know what I mean? Like,
all the time.
It's just like, it's grimy.
It's great, but I sit back and watch it, and I just shake my head, and I keep doing what I do.
That's true.
Doing these interviews. This is my fourth episode right here.
Man.
And I've been enjoying them. I'm getting to know people, their story.
I mean, you're probably also helping out too. Yeah. Like I said, I don't talk to people about it, so it might be an interview for you, but for me, it could be a therapy. You know what I mean?
I got you. Yeah.
So that was a lot for me to talk about.
Yeah. I never thought about that, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought about, like, being able to give you the light and let you tell your story, and have your followers and people that want to hear your story, and maybe they're going through something, like I said before, and they're saying, well, damn, man, look at everything that Cody's been through, and he's doing this now. You know what I mean? Yeah. They feel like they can do it, you know? But I never thought about, like the therapy session. So
as men, you try to be like...
I'll send you the bill later. Then.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just messing with you.
But no, seriously though, like as men, you know, a lot of times you have so much weight on you.
Yeah.
Like you got to provide for your family. If you're not, you feel like you're letting them down. Like,
And nobody
I
ever
just-
talks about none of
yeah,
this.
nobody. And that's the one thing I have, like, you know, my fiance Ashley, she's like, you're doing such a good job. I'm proud of you. But like, to me, it's not enough. I'm not doing enough. I gotta do more, make more. I gotta stretch my time even thinner than it already is. Like, trying to make everyone happy all the time.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing, you know. A lot of people overlook.
Yeah.
But it could lead to a dark road. Mm-hmm. So you just gotta stay positive.
Yeah, you know, if you stretch yourself thin and all that, at the end of the day, like I see what you're saying. She's saying good job, and you're like, nah, I need to do more. I need to do better.
More, yeah.
I get that, and I go through that too, but I also have to take a step back sometimes.
Yeah, you have to.
And analyze everything, and then start prioritizing. It's like every so often you need to stop.
You need to reset.
Exactly, it's a reset, and start prioritizing again. What is important? What's the most important thing? Who are you doing it for?
Yeah.
For your family. That's what's most important.
I told her, I was like, I don't never want my kids to go through what I had to as a kid. And I mean, the places that we lived, there was one house, my mom had a boyfriend named Steve, and man, the bathroom didn't even have a floor in it. You just see straight to the ground. We would have to, like, if we wanted to like bathe, obviously I was small enough at the time, but you just soap up a rag in a sink. You wash, you know, like this, go outside and they spray you off. Like, I mean, there's been some dark places I've been to, and like that's my biggest fear in life is letting my family down.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It makes you strong though up here.
Oh, yeah.
What you've been through, it just makes you stronger.
It gives you a purpose to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because life without a purpose is it's empty.
Yeah. You go to all these events. You go to all these events, 225, you know, bench max, or what 225 rep max.
Yeah.
Right? What do you enjoy the most in this process? Is it the training to get to be able to go to this event and perform, you know, 57 reps, or is it when you're finally there? You like showcasing what you've been working for?
Well, I think it's got to be when I'm there.
Yeah.
Because the training is the hard part. You know, going there and being able to do what you train for. It's like, all right, I don't have to do a full workout. I got one big set, and you just go and go and go. But it's enjoyable, and I like even when I was in Ohio, I got first place, but I know in my head I'm not the best one here because Kong was there. So, like, it gave me motivation to come back home, train harder, because like I don't want to be first in who's just competing. I want to be first in the world. You know what I mean?
Oh, he want that smoke, Kong.
Telling you. Nah,
shout out to Kong, man.
He's been very helpful. I hit him up. I was like, hey, like it was this week.
Yeah.
I said,
Kong's the man.
I know. I said, I know you're not competing no more. I was like, go ahead and tell me your secret. You know, let me know some stuff.
Let me know some stuff.
So
man.
he gave me a little bit of advice, and Gage gave me some advice too.
Yeah. Good people, man. Kong, Gage.
Yeah. It's crazy when people you compete against will help you out.
Yeah.
It's just it's a big family, you know.
Right.
And
so you enjoy going there.
Yeah.
And repping out.
Yeah. That's my favorite thing, and then I enjoy the competitive part.
Yeah.
You know, one thing too is when we were in Ohio, just an example, because Ashley overheard someone talking. They were like trying to point at who they thought is going to win it. Some people.
Yeah. And I think I remember that. Yeah.
Ashley heard somebody talk about me, and they were like, "Oh, he's probably gonna get like 25." And Ashley said she started laughing. She said, "You know he's going for 60, right?" And they're like, "Yeah, ain't no way." And then I went out there and hit my set, and those people that said there was no way, they walked out the building.
Yeah. They're like, shit, we ain't gonna win tonight, man.
I'm telling you, it's gonna come down to me and Gage every single time. Now the Kong's not doing it.
Yeah, and Big Wayne.
Yeah, big. Well, if he comes.
If he comes, yeah. Big Wayne though.
Big, yeah. He's that's an animal.
So Cody, somebody that is trying to get into heavy benching, you know, maybe compete one day for 225 for reps. What would you tell them?
So, there are a lot of the young kids in this gym. I'll come, you know, they'll talk to me about my bench and all this. Oh, I want to be able to do that one day. And I'm like, well, the one thing no one ever told me was, like I told you, the rear delts, the scapula, and your rotator cuff. Like stretches, like there's a lot of things you need to do other than just bench press. Mm-hmm. You need to build your back. You need to build up all your stabilizers. Yeah. Have everything ready. Don't, like if you go compete one day and you hit like 15, 20, 25 reps and somebody comes in and hits 60, 70, 80, whatever it is, don't let that number discourage you from working harder. Just don't let it discourage, make it encourage. Yeah. So that would be my advice, is to don't get discouraged, don't get let down, just work harder. Just work harder, yeah. Yeah. Just go back to the gym and keep training. Yeah. Get better. I mean, nobody, Kong didn't get 81 reps overnight, you know what I mean? I didn't get 57 reps overnight. It comes with time. Oh, so I just went to Houston, and I hit 54. So I'm down 3 reps, and it kind of got in my head a little bit. Yeah. But you got to realize you have good days and bad days. Things happen. Food. Your hormone levels. Like there's just so many things that go into play. Your adrenaline. Like, there's things that happen. It's just you gotta stay focused. Yeah. So what's next for Cody? What are you currently working on right now? What are you excited about? What's next, man? So, I'm getting ready for Iron Wars. Okay. That's the next thing. Yeah. But it's most likely going to be my last one, possibly. I mean, I might go into it at a lighter weight, but it's going to be my first. It's going to be my last one coming in at 270, 280 pounds. I think me and my fiance is finally going to get married next November. Nice, man. Congratulations. So I appreciate it, man. Well, that's another thing excited that's coming up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons I'm switching. After Iron Wars, I'm switching to bodybuilding to try that out. Uh-huh. But the main reason is I want to look good at the wedding. Yeah. Yeah. I want her to be ready to rip my clothes off when we get married. But, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking forward to, man. That's good, man. That's awesome. I think everyone deserves to take their body to as high as they can take it. Like look good, feel good. And that don't always mean be the biggest person in the room. Mm-hmm. I mean, it could, whatever you're happy with. Don't let someone tell you, oh, you should be bigger, you should be leaner. Like, I'm looking forward to doing a completely different process with my body. Yeah. Just transforming it. I think it's gonna be fun. The training is gonna be fun. The eating's not gonna be fun. No. That's the good thing about powerlifting. You eat whatever you want, to an extent, but you got to cut the carbs out. You got to cut the sugars out. All the good stuff, be eating fish and rice or whatever it is. Broccoli. Yeah. But that's what's next for me is and like I said, if I do an Iron Wars again, it would be me coming in at like maybe 205 pounds, 210 pounds, like basically just cut half of my body off. Yeah. I appreciate your time, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. There you guys have it, man. I hope you guys found some motivation, some inspiration in this video. Again, you never know what somebody's going through, and or what they've been through, or what they've been through for sure. So always keep that in mind. You know what I mean? Always try to help out the next person. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.